Good morning, friends. Greetings and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 33 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis, and while some folks may call that a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we are here for you. We want to be your go-to source for all things health and nutrition. 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side, and we love hearing from you. 844-236-6010 if you have a comment or success story. If you just want to contribute to the conversation, questions about ingredients or formulations, questions about the longevity products, the longevity business, our Truth Skin Health products. 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. And if you have questions about our Truth Treatment products, our Truth Skin Health products, you can go to truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. All our Truth Skin Health products are up at truthtreatments.com. Never any preservatives, fragrances, fillers, waxes, emulsifiers, silicone, water, oil, nothing your skin doesn't need or doesn't want. Just 100% active and functional ingredients. That's my vision when I created The Truth. I wanted everybody to be able to have 100% active and functional ingredients. I never understood how the skincare business could get away with selling water for top dollar, or emulsifier for top dollar, or wax for top dollar, or preservative, or fragrances, or all the things that make up 90 to 99% of most skincare products. Took all that stuff out, replaced it with just active and functional ingredients. It may look like our products are high priced, but they're not really when you factor everything in. They last a long time. They're used for healing. They can be used for first aid and for healing. Just get on Facebook or get on Instagram. You'll see the reviews. Carrie Mathern says the absolute best. This is right off of Facebook, by the way. Carrie Mathern says the absolute best skincare products out there. I'm hooked. Definite results. And I've only been using since February. My skin has never been better. Thank you, Ben, for a clean, amazing skincare system. Tammy says love your products, your knowledge, and drive for the real truth. Carla Ryan says, your products are amazing. I saw results very quickly, and I see results from continued use. So on and on and on. Tons of reviews off of our Facebook page. And then also you can go to Instagram and just go on our Truth website as well. You'll see all kinds of testimonials. Truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Don't forget to check out the longevity products at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com, and our shopping site, truthnourishment.com, with various herbal extracts as well as devices. And we've got hemp salves and CBD products and cocoa powder and all kinds of good stuff at truthnourishment.com. Got blogs, posts there, as well as a link to the radio program. Thank you to Robert Lundgren, my good friend and webmaster, who set that up. Truthnourishment.com, truthtreatments.com, pharmacistben.com, criticalhealthnews.com, and brightsideben.com for all our Brightside products, Truth products, and longevity products. Okay, welcome back to The Bright Side. We've been spending a lot of time, actually about a week or so, talking about fibromyalgia, a real interesting health challenge that's somewhat of a generic condition. It's just basically means pain all over the body. There's another condition called polymyalgia, same idea. I consider fibromyalgia to be kind of a poster child for what's wrong with the tyranny of diagnosis. It doesn't really matter what you call a health challenge. Fibromyalgia is basically when you have toxicity all over your body. It occurs in mostly women. 90% or so of fibromyalgia patients are women. if you don't have it, just kind of put yourself in the place of a sufferer or a patient, a fibromyalgia patient, a sufferer. That's the right word, sufferer of fibromyalgia. Can you imagine having chronic head-to-toe pain? Chronic pain all over your body. It can be associated with skin rashes, eczema. As I say, it affects mostly women. It's linked to chemical sensitivities and digestive conditions. Whenever something happens to mostly women, you can pretty much assume that there's an estrogenic component. Estrogen is a very interesting hormone and a very misunderstood hormone. It's a growth substance. It's a pro-inflammatory substance, and it's responsible for a lot of misery, but it's not estrogen itself that is the problem. It's the breakdown product. In chemistry, we call that the metabolite. Chemicals are always broken down in the body. As we said many times, chemistry in the body is just like tinker toys. All the chemicals in the body, all the molecules in the body are basically like tinker toys, and the body is constantly rearranging these tinker toys by putting a little piece on them or taking a little piece off or bending them a little bit. You change the properties of the tinker toy, and you actually the body detoxifies the tinker toy, the molecule, by tweaking it. Well, estrogen has to have two tinker toy tweaks. Here's the problem. The first tinker toy tweak has to happen, or the second tinker toy tweak has to happen immediately after the first one. Why? Because the first tinker toy tweak of estrogen, and other chemicals too, but other molecules too, but speaking of estrogen, the first tweak makes it more toxic. The first tweak, it's called phase 1 detoxification, makes the tinker toy the estrogen tinker toy more toxic. And if you're not immediately converting it into a second tinker toy tweak, you can end up with real serious problems. And that's the issue with estrogen. Cancer and PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and fibroids and cysts and fibromyalgia and depression and weight gain, all of these are related to, or can be related to, tinker toys that only have one tweak, estrogen that is not completely detoxified. And estrogen does not get completely detoxified when you have liver problems, when you have digestive problems, when you're not having regular bowel movements. All of this pretty much makes up the vast majority of people who have these kinds of conditions. If you have lymphatic problems or breast cancer or fibroids or cysts or endometriosis or reproductive problems or anxiety issues or fibromyalgia, it's the list of things that can go wrong here are nearly endless. You can rest assured you're not clearing out estrogen effectively. If you have fibroids or cysts, you're not clearing out estrogen effectively. If you have endometriosis, you're not clearing out estrogen effectively. God forbid if you get breast cancer or uterine cancer or ovarian cancer, you're probably not clearing out estrogen effectively, and the same is true about fibromyalgia, an absolutely miserable health challenge. And worst of all, not only is it an absolutely miserable health challenge, but worst of all, there's nothing the doctor can do for it. And people go to the doctors. But for the life of me, well, I shouldn't say. To me, it seems crazy to go to a doctor when you have a condition like this because there's nothing they can do. But I can understand the frustration. It's got to be incredibly frustrating. But there's nothing the medical model can do. But it doesn't really matter because we can do it ourselves. We can do it ourselves with the choices we are making. If you have any kind of estrogenic health issue, job number 1, work on the digestive system. Where have you heard that before? We say it all the time on this program. Work on the digestive system. Probiotics are the estrogenic disease sufferer's best friend. Likewise, fiber. Both probiotics and fiber can help you clear estrogen out of the intestine effectively. Bile plays a major role. People who have fibromyalgia almost always have intestinal problems, liver problems, or bile problems. You can modify these kinds of issues with the choices we make around the foods we eat. Through the choices we make, we have major control over our biochemistry in a non-toxic fashion. I get that it's frustrating. I totally get that this can be the most frustrating aspect of a health challenge is the trial and error basis of trying to figure out what's going on in the digestive system. Failures, mistakes, choosing foods that cause problems accidentally. These could all be tremendously challenging, but it's a must. There's no option. You have to do it. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, it's frustrating to do a food diary and an elimination diet, but we don't have any options if we're dealing with a health challenge. There's nothing the medical model can do for us. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. Okay, we are back on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben, and we have lines open for you at 844-236-6010, 844-236-6010. If you have questions about anything we're speaking about here today, if you are dealing with fibromyalgia, or you know somebody who's dealing with fibromyalgia or any other health challenge, we can help you, 844-236-6010. If you have questions about the longevity products or Truth Skin Health products, or the longevity business, for that matter, 844-236-6010. And, of course, if you have a comment or success story, we love hearing from you. 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. You can check out our Truth Skin Health products at truthtreatments.com. Truthtreatments.com. Make sure you take a look at our Biomimetic Priming Mist or our Biomimetic Mineral Mist, made with 100% active ingredients, like all our Truth Skin Health products are made with 100% active and functional ingredients, colloidal mineral solution, amino acid solution, high hyaluronic acid, and sodium lactate. And that's pretty much it, folks, except our mineral solution is made up of 80 different minerals: antimony, barium, copper, selenium, silicon, all in a cute little bottle that you can use to help activate your other Truth treatments, or as a skin softener and hair moisturizer, hair softener. If you use it when you get out of the shower, just spray your hair. If you use it all by itself, all our Truth Skin Health products are available at truthtreatments.com. All the longevity products are available at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. Of course, you can also join the Brightside Ben team if you're an entrepreneur, you like the entrepreneur lifestyle, if you want to work for yourself, if you want to make a little money or a lot of money, if you want to help change the world with the power of nutrition. Longevity gives you a wonderful opportunity to do that for a one-time $30 fee. You can be in business for yourself. Click on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. From Harvard Health Publishing, inflammation, a unifying theory of disease. Research is showing that chronic inflammation may be the common factor in many diseases. No, it's the common factor in all diseases. There's no such thing as a chronic, long-term, degenerative, progressive disease that does not involve inflammation at the core. We always talk about all disease is cell disease. All disease is cell disease, and all cell disease is toxicity or toxification, starvation, and suffocation. Toxification of a cell, that is sugar, drugs, crap from foods, food toxicity, starvation of a cell, lack of nutrition, suffocation of a cell, lack of oxygen, always leads to cell dysfunction, ultimately leads to cell death, and then you get into the inflammatory process. The inflammatory process is a defensive process. I'm going to talk more about inflammation because you can't talk about fibromyalgia without talking about it. Estrogen is a major inflammatory hormone when it's not processed correctly. When I was compounding estrogen products in the pharmacy, we had to be really careful. If you were off when you're compounding an estrogen product by a milligram or a couple of milligrams, it's not even a speck, it's less than a speck, you could cause somebody to have anxiety issues, insomnia issues, inflammatory issues, pain issues, depression issues. All kinds of problems could ensue by migraine headaches by having just a touch too much estrogen. It's a really powerful hormone that the body clears out quickly. Did you know essential fatty acids act like good estrogen? Act like a calming estrogen? If you have any kind of estrogenic health issue, you need essential fatty acids. You need the ultimate EFAs. If you're dealing with fibroids or cysts or endometriosis or reproductive problems or fibromyalgia, ultimate EFAs. They act like estrogen. Do you know ultimate EFAs act like statin drugs too? Natural statin drugs. Your EFAs are your molecules of inflammation and anti-inflammation. And when you hear about the word inflammation, it's not always a bad thing, by the way. Inflammation starts the healing process. It's the out-of-control inflammation that's the problem. If you have fibromyalgia, these are things that you can do. There's nothing the doctor can do, but these are all things you can do. We can all do. Control our foods. Get on the ultimate EFAs. Get on a nutritional supplement program. Control the digestive system. From the journal Nutrition in the Hospital, a low fermentable oligodimonosaccharide and polyols diet, that's the FODMAPs diet, is a balanced therapy for fibromyalgia with nutritional and symptomatic benefits. The FODMAPs diet is a diet that controls for specific kind of vegetables and fruits that are high in sugars, special sugars, not necessarily sweet sugars, but vegetable sugars and fruit sugars. Vegetable sugars can be a big problem for people. Yeah, vegetable sugars and fruit sugars can be a big problem for folks. Pears, apples, asparagus, avocado. All of these sound like they're really good foods, but because they're high in these kinds of sugars called FODMAPs, that's spelled FODMAP. And if you have any kind of health challenge, specifically digestive challenges or inflammatory challenges, you want to know about FODMAP, FODMAP. The FODMAPs diet, we've talked about it periodically. I'll talk about here in a little bit. Anyway, from the journal Nutrition in the Hospital, results showed low fermentable oligodimonosaccharides, low FODMAP diets as a nutritionally balanced approach contributing to both weight loss and the severity of fibromyalgia symptoms. Not bad. We don't talk about, in the world of health, we don't talk about FODMAPs too much, but I'll tell you what, when you start reading about it, you can see the kind of impact these things can have. Most people, if you're going by the good food, bad food kind of list, you're going to think, oh my gosh, well, I'm just eating avocados. I'm just eating beans. I'm just eating apricots. These are all high FODMAPs foods. Mushrooms, high FODMAPs. Okra, high FODMAPs. Onions and garlic. Did you know onions and garlic can cause digestive problems? Onions and garlic can cause fibromyalgia problems. Onions and garlic are some of the richest FODMAPs foods. Beetroot, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. All these can be rich in these FODMAP sugars that can wreak havoc on a body that's dealing with inflammatory issues. Nuts and seeds, by the way, are especially problematic. Cashews can be a big problem for people. You got to go by your own symptoms. You can't go by lists of foods and good foods and bad foods. You got to go by your own symptoms. Fibromyalgia, polymyalgia, inflammatory health challenges, it doesn't matter what you call them. If you're not feeling as good as you should, if you don't have energy, if you don't feel like getting up in the morning, if you don't sleep well at night, if you can't get out of a seated position comfortably, go to foods. Look for foods. Look for pro-inflammation and controlled digestion. It's about our choices. The medical model can't help us, but it's about our choices. Bad choices, bad chemistry, bad body, dis-ease. Good choices, good chemistry, good body, ease. These are choice issues, not doctor issues. They're lifestyle issues. The key element in all of this, the common denominator in all of this, is defense. Inflammation is defense. When I say the key element is inflammation, we want to start looking at inflammation as a defensive response. Think of your body like a country. When a country is invaded, it rallies the Air Force and the Army and the Navy, and they all get together to protect the country against the enemy. Guess what? The body's the same way, except we call the Army and the Navy and the Air Force the immune system. We call the Army, the soldiers and the sailors and the pilots, we call them immune cells. The immune system is the defensive system. Sickness is the end, chronic sickness is the end result of long-term chronic defense. If you learn nothing else from this program, and if we say nothing else today, this is the most important thing you'll hear. Sickness, not words, not diagnosis. Sickness, not feeling well, is the end result of long-term chronic defense, is the end result of a defensive posture. Logic dictates that if you have a defensive posture that's causing a problem, you gotta look for the offending agent. It's really just logic. It's not medicine. It's not science. It's just logic. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben, 844-236-6010. And we can do this ourselves, folks. We can do this ourselves. Okay, we're back on the bright side. Got lines open, 844-236-6010. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, the longevity products, our Truth Skin Health products, ingredients, formulations, if you have a comment or success story, we want to hear from you. 844-236-6010 is our number. You are listening to The Bright Side, and we're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, and 24/7 on the archive page at brightsideben.com. You can also check out our website, pharmacistben.com, for blog posts and a link to our radio program, likewise truthnourishment.com. Thank you to Robert Lundgren for setting that up. We also got various products at truthnourishment.com and blog posts too. And then all the longevity products, of course, are available at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. And our Truth Skin Health products are all up at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. We'll get your phone calls momentarily. Hang tight if you're on hold. 844-236-6010 is our number. Speaking of fibromyalgia, magnesium deficiency increases susceptibility to pain. Magnesium deficiency is very common, especially common in cancer patients. And, as it turns out, according to this article, which is published in the British Medical Journal, magnesium deficiency may result either from cancer-related malnutrition or from the administration of chemotherapy drugs. I hear all the time doctors saying, and patients telling me their doctors told them, you shouldn't be on a nutritional supplement program if you're on chemotherapy. Folks, it's the exact opposite. If you're on a chemotherapy program for cancer, you need more nutrition, not less nutrition. And if you have chronic pain, magnesium is one of your best friends. Magnesium deficiency can cause chronic pain. Magnesium deficiency can be associated with fibromyalgia, along with magnesium's associated vitamin D. Magnesium and vitamin D work together. Magnesium and vitamin D have both been used to treat inflammatory conditions, including fibromyalgia. And according to this article in the British Medical Journal, it turns out that magnesium deficiency is also related to pain susceptibility. If you're going to use magnesium as a supplement, get on our OsteoMag or the OsteoFX from Longevity. If you're going to take magnesium tablets, I recommend magnesium glycinate. All right, this is really interesting. Get your calls here right after this. Vitamin C and bone health. We hear about the importance of calcium and vitamin D and vitamin K2 all the time when it comes to bone health, especially calcium. Everybody seems to know about calcium and bone health. But guess what? Vitamin C is probably even more important than calcium and magnesium and K2. In fact, there's a very good likelihood that osteoporosis is a vitamin C deficiency, or at least vitamin C deficiency is related. Bones are connective tissue. You can't make bone without vitamin C. You cannot make bone without vitamin C. Yeah, calcium's involved in the structure of bone. Vitamin K2 helps attract calcium to the bone. Minerals like zinc and magnesium and strontium all play a role in the structure of bone. But the rate-limiting step, in biochemistry, the rate-limiting step is the bottleneck. The bottleneck to the production of bone. And, for that matter, collagen in your skin and in your blood vessels and in your fascia is vitamin C. Problems with low bone mineral density have been surfacing this was done on South Korean women, have been surfacing in South Korean women as they become more westernized in their diet and lifestyle. So Korean researchers decided to investigate what's going on. Guess what they found out? Vitamin C intake in South Korean women was low, and it was associated with elevated incidences of osteoporosis. Quote, high doses of vitamin C supplementation can provide favorable skeletal benefits and add to the benefits that people get with resistance exercise. And by the way, resistance training is another awesome strategy for dealing with osteoporosis, as well as fibromyalgia, as well as all muscle pain conditions. You may say, oh, my muscles hurt. I don't feel like lifting weights. You can lift a little bit. And don't underestimate the power of body work either if you're dealing with fibromyalgia or muscle pain. A lot of times our body is in pain because of the way we're holding our posture. Body work can help break up scar tissue and adhesions and can have a really beneficial effect on pain. Nonetheless, if you're dealing with fibromyalgia or osteoporosis or any long-term health challenge, think chemistry, think food, and think nutritional supplementation, in addition to, of course, body work, which can be helpful. Vitamin C is just so underappreciated, even though everybody knows about it. I think it's because, in my opinion anyway, it's because the recommended daily allowance, the RDA, the ridiculous deficiency allowance, that's what I call it, for vitamin C is 100 milligrams, and everybody thinks they're getting enough vitamin C if they take a multiple vitamin. Negative. You need large doses of vitamin C, 1 gram a day, 2 grams a day. I know people that take 10 grams a day. Dr. Thomas Levy, who's written a lot about vitamin C. In fact, if you want to know about vitamin C, 2 guys that you want to read are Thomas Levy, Levy, and Matthias Rath, Rath. Read everything you can get your hands on by these 2 guys, Matthias Rath and Dr. Thomas Levy. We had Thomas Levy on this program before in the past. These are vitamin C savants. Vitamin C experts. They know so much about vitamin C it'll make your head spin, and way more about vitamin C than doctors or even nutritionists for that matter. Dr. Matthias Rath, he wrote a really neat book a few years ago called Why Animals Don't Get Cancer, or I'm sorry, Why Animals Don't Get Heart Disease. Why? Because they make their own vitamin C. Yes, animals make their own vitamin C with some exceptions. All right, 844-236-6010. Time to hit the phones. Let's say good morning to Brightside friend Barry. I think we got Barry. Oh, my goodness. Where's Barry? Oh, Barry's gone. All right, Barry. Call back, buddy. I'm not sure what that's about. Let's see if we get Barry here. Barry there? No, we don't have Barry. Dial tone. We got a dial tone. LJ. Barry, call back. I'm sorry if you... I don't know what happened to you. LJ? I think we're having some phone problems here. All right, we're going to put LJ on hold. LJ? Hello? Hey, LJ, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey,
Yes, sir. Hello?
I'm concerned about my testosterone. I took a blood test last year, and it was on the low side for my age.
How old are you? How old are you?
65. And,
do you remember what it was at?
Not exactly. It was kind of like on the low side of my age for what they test for.
Couple things you want to do. If you're carrying body fat, that will antagonize testosterone. You got to lose body fat. Try to replace it with muscle. That's the first thing that anybody who's becoming estrogenic, any man who's becoming estrogenic wants to do, or losing testosterone, I should say, is lose body fat. That's the first thing you want to do. Body fat produces female hormone. It will antagonize male hormone. Most important, resistance training is a great way to do it. Weights. Secondly, keep your sugar down. Insulin antagonizes male hormone. Elevated blood sugar, I should say insulin resistance antagonizes male hormone. Insulin resistance and also blood sugar. So you got to keep your sugar down. Those are the two most important things. And then thirdly, get yourself on a good nutritional supplement program. Zinc is mineral or a supplement number one for testosterone issues. It's your major hormone mineral. Selenium is also important too. It's 50 milligrams of zinc a day, maybe 200 to 400, actually 200 to 600 micrograms of selenium a day can be very helpful. Make sure you're doing bone broth and a good source of protein, keeping your in terms of keeping your sugars down. Make sure you're not eating the crappy food, the blood sugar spiking foods, and you know the drill on that probably, the breads and the pastas and the potatoes. The domesticating foods, the foods they want you to eat, the foods that are subsidized, those are foods that are going to suppress your male hormone. Hang tight. Don't go away. LJ will finish up when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll return. Okay, we are back on The Bright Side, talking to LJ in Indiana. Let's get LJ up and running here. How you doing, LJ? You there?
Hey, pretty good.
Okay. Why would you let me give you a couple more things. Let me just give you a couple more things real quickly. Vitamin D is very important. Get yourself out in the sun. You might want to consider vitamin D supplements, but the sun is the best place to get your vitamin D. Also zinc, as I was saying earlier. Magnesium can be helpful. And then selenium helps balance out estrogen. And then also the B complex, the entire B complex is very important for hormones. And there was one more thing. Oh, DHEA. I don't know if you've heard about DHEA, but that can be helpful. Don't take too much DHEA, maybe 10 milligrams a day. That's very helpful for testosterone. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Why would you not recommend replacement hormone creams?
Because testosterone is a powerful growth substance, and the body keeps these things under control. So you don't want cells dividing too rapidly. You don't want to be amping up growth too much. You want growth to be controlled by the body. You always want to ask the body. You want to provide the body with the resources it needs to do its work, and that is the vitamins and the minerals and all the nutrients and the environment, the biochemical environment, but you don't want to command the body. Problems come when we command the body, that is cells. We command cells. We order cells. Taking hormones orders cells to do things, even if the cells aren't prepared to do it. And that's where you run into problems. If you try to activate cell chemistry without having the resources there for the cells to do its work, that's where hormone replacement therapy becomes problematic. So if you're going to do hormone replacement therapy, make sure you're loaded up with everything we just talked about so the cells have the resources they need to do their job when they get hit with the hormone. If they try to do their job without the raw materials because they're listening to the hormone's like a command molecule, that's where you run into problems. The cells will try to do their work, but they won't have the resources to do their work with. That can cause cellular distress and ultimately lead to cell and then body problems. Does that make sense, LJ?
Yeah.
That's the main problem with HRT. You're activating the cell, you're forcing the cell, you're commanding the cell, you're turning the cell on, but you don't have the oil in the engine. You don't have the gasoline. And that's where you run into problems with HRT. So if you're going to do HRT, hormone replacement therapy, make sure you're loaded up with all the nutrients the cell needs. Okay?
All right.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks, man. All right, that's so important to understand, folks. A cell has raw material it needs to do its work. This is how my truth treatments work, by the way. We provide the cell with what it needs to do its work, and then let the cell decide to do what it needs to, what it has to do. By putting lots of nutrients near the cell or in the bloodstream, if you're taking internal supplements, the cell has all the resources it needs, and this alone turns on the cell. Cells are always looking around for resources. When they see resources, when they see nutritional resources, they're like, all right, we got plenty of stuff to do, plenty of stuff to grow with. We can grow. We feel comfortable. But if a cell doesn't have the nutrients, and then you turn it on with a hormone, that puts the cell under duress. The cell is going to try to do what it has to do based on the hormone you're giving it, testosterone or estrogen or whatever. But if it doesn't have the raw materials, that's going to put stress on the cell, and ultimately that's going to create physical problems, health problems. Ultimately can even lead to cancer, which is a major, major sign of cellular duress and also associated with HRT, particularly with estrogen. All right. 844-236-6010 is our number. Good morning, Barry. Sorry about that before. How you doing, ma'am?
All right. Yes, I want to ask you. I have one question, but I heard you say earlier, and I asked that one last time permits, about when a cell no longer becomes alive. Is that, you sound like you're saying that's mainly because of suffocation and toxicity. I think you listen to other factors.
Starvation, suffocation, and toxification lead to inflammation, which ironically leads to, or interestingly, leads to more starvation, suffocation, and toxification, which leads to more inflammation. And this is the downward spiral of bodily breakdown that starts all too young for most people. And that's where it all begins, is cellular starvation, suffocation, and toxification, which leads to inflammation. Does that help?
Okay. Is the suffocation mostly due to lack of sufficient oxygen?
Yes, that's exactly what it's due to. Now, the lack of sufficient oxygen comes from inflammation itself. The inflammatory process itself leads to a lack of oxygen, but also stagnation or sedentary lifestyle. When the blood is not moving as it should, that can lead to suffocation because oxygen is delivered through the bloodstream, through red blood cells. And then also digestive toxicity clogs the blood, but then also breathing. Poor breathing techniques. Most of us tend to breathe to the top of our chest. You can notice just one breath done correctly, and you'll notice a huge difference. Just doing it once. And by correct, I mean activating the diaphragm. Good breathing activates the diaphragm. Good breathing techniques, inhaling lowers the diaphragm so the lungs can get filled, and exhalation pulls the diaphragm up. Not only does that improve oxygenation directly through oxygen, through breathing and through the lungs, but it also puts more oxygen in the bloodstream, and it also propels the blood more effectively throughout the body so it can deliver that oxygen to all the cells. So it's a combination of things: breathing techniques, digestive health strategies, movement, making sure you're moving your body, and then making sure that you're taking care of any inflammatory issues. There's a bunch of things you could do to improve oxygenation. Is that helpful, Barry?
Yes. I'd like to ask you, I was looking at the works of Pablo Arola.
I love that guy.
Yeah, okay, well, and I read something. He thinks that exercise is perhaps the most important factor, even more important than nutrition. I was just looking at that.
I don't know. When you start ranking these or putting these things on a hierarchy, what's more important? It's really difficult. They're both important. If you try to exercise without having the right nutrients, you're going to burn yourself out. If you try to take nutrients but you don't exercise, you're not going to maximize the body and the cell's ability to use those nutrients. So I don't like saying what's more important. They're all important. It's not on a hierarchy. It's the fourfold square of health: nutriate, respirate, move, and rest. I put them on a square because there's no hierarchy there. They're all important. The fourfold square of health.
Also, a while back, I heard you mention your equation for good health, and I think it was something like nutriate.
Yeah, that was it. The fourfold square of health: nutriate, respirate, move, and rest.
Mm-hmm.
Nutriate, respirate, move, and rest. And that's from a physical perspective. Those are the four things you need to do to stay healthy. Now, there's also the spiritual and the mental and emotional components, but from a physical perspective, nutriate, respirate, move, and rest. Hey, Barry, I want to get one more call in, my friend. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it very much. David, you get the last word, buddy. What's going on? Thanks for holding.
Hey, thank you, Ben. Ben, listen, this is Greg, and my friend David. I put him on a joint call here, and I don't know if he hung up or what, but I'm down here in Clearwater, Florida, and all my friends are dying. My father-in-law retired from the fire department, started having some heart problems. They gave him a heart medication. He went back because he wasn't feeling well at the doctor's office. He fell over dead in the doctor's office. And I was watching your program. I go to YouTube and I take. You've got a 10-minute. You got a 10-minute presentation on pharmaceutical drugs. And what you should do is encourage people to take your stuff like Alex Jones does and start to send it to everybody. I take the link. I copy the link. And I send it off to everybody, and then they click onto it and they watch it. Then I have them send it off to others because we're dying.
It's terrible.
It's terrible.
It breaks my heart, David. I do this program every day. I don't get paid for it. I do it simply because I see the problem. I see what's happening. Yeah. I'm a pharmacist. I see what's happening out there. It breaks my heart. It pisses me off that medical professionals can do this. It breaks my heart that people trust their medical professionals. If you're going to a doctor for your heart problem and you're taking a beta blocker, I mean, I don't want to blame you because I understand that this is the world we live in, but it can't help you. Beta blockers, statin drugs, calcium channel blockers, these drugs we take, whether you maybe need them for the very short run because you've been mucking up your biochemistry for decades, maybe you need them for a little bit, but it's not going to help you in the long run. They don't solve the problem. This is a fraud. The prescription model, the prescription paradigm, the pharmacomedical model is a fraud, and it is killing people. David, I know exactly what you're saying. Right. It's our friends, it's our parents, it's our children, it's our loved ones.
Family. It's
terrible.
The people are going to have to take back their own health.
Yes.
And I tell people, to take stuff like you, you're a godsend to the people. I said, he's like a preacher, but he's preaching at a medical status.
Praise God. This is my mission. I am. I agree with you. I am. I don't want to sound like I'm proselytizing, but yes, that you hit the nail on the head. Thank you for understanding, David. I appreciate it. We're out of time, buddy.
People you love. All of them falling over one after another.
It's terrible. David, we're out of time, my friend. Thank you so much for your call. Appreciate it. That's it for now. Thanks for listening to The Bright Side. BrightSideBen.com and PharmacistBen.com for all the longevity products. TruthNourishment.com for our Truth Nourishment products. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.